have been vindicated. My little 15-year-old self back in the 2000s is vindicated. I'll never forget being 15 years old in high school in Delaware, completely obsessed with Korean culture and K-pop. And everybody thought I was so weird for this. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't get bullied or anything like that, but my friends and family always jokingly teased me about my obsession with Korea. And back then, liking Korea was not even a thing. People loved Japan, right? People loved manga, they loved anime, like that was the whole thing. Everyone loved Japan. But me, I always knew Korea was the one. So imagine me, who has grown away from it as I got older. Once I got to like my mid-20s, I still love Korean culture, don't get me wrong, still love Korean films and everything. I've seen so many dramas, so many movies and everything, Korean culture. I can read Hangul, like English, like for real. I'm so happy to see Korea getting its just dues. Kpop Hunters is the #1 movie on Netflix right now. And I was watching an interview with the director / writer, and she said she's actually Korean and she grew up in the 90s in Canada, and she loved K-pop in the 90s. Now, some of the groups that she loved, I remember like when I started liking K-pop, they were like before my time, but I still knew about them. But she even said the same thing, her as a Korean girl, like loving like these K-pop groups and stuff, and like she would have to hide it from her friends because they all thought it was weird because of how like K-pop stars dress and they do their hair, and it's very theater, you know, and stuff like that. And like a lot of American people didn't understand it. Honestly, I feel like I'm low-key a genius. I'm not gonna lie, because when I used to watch K-pop dramas, I had been saying for years, I wish I would have gotten into this when I was saying this as a filmmaker, but I was saying for years that America should do miniseries, because K-dramas, it's like, 15 episodes and then that's it. They get big stars to do it and then they move on. And I'm like, America should do that. America should do more miniseries. And now look at us. Netflix, Peacock, Apple TV, they are all the 1-season miniseries. But seriously, I love this movie so much. It seriously warmed my heart. And I love the relationship between Huntrix. I love the girl demon fighting superhero girl boss, career-minded chicks. I love the anime elements to this movie as well, like the facial expressions that they would make, especially when she was eating the sandwich and she was like, I'm like, who did this? This is crazy. I felt like the movie was so rich visually. Honestly, the animation did throw me off a little bit at the beginning because of the animation style, like the frame rate. It was very choppy. And I think they did that to make it have like a comic book kind of feel, because there were certain other scenes when like it was smooth and like there was no kind of jumping in frame rates. I, as a filmmaker, understand that. But if anyone else was watching it and they were like, it looks choppy at certain points and others, that's why, because they had like different frame rates at different times. So sometimes it looks smooth, sometimes it looks fast and choppy, and that was like a stylistic choice. The CASHAPP boys, oh my god, yes, just brought me back to being a 15-year-old girl. Like, it gave me a kid feeling. In the words of what's his name from Love Island, it gave me a kid feeling. I don't know most of the modern K-pop groups. I know Pink, Blackpink, Twice, and BTS, but like for me, like my K-pop groups were DBSK, okay, Big Bang, Sonya Shide, and SNSD, 21. My favorite was Rain. My favorite singer was Rain, so I was a Rain stan. I have had Rain posters in my bedroom. I still have the posters. I haven't been able to put them up, but I still kept them. I still have my Big Bang posters. I was a fan of Seven. I saw DBSK in concert in New York in like 2010 or 11 or something like that. Super Junior, oh my god, Super Junior. Please leave a comment if you guys know any of these groups that I'm naming. But watching the CASHAPP boys looked like remind me of DBSK, especially the lead guy Jinu. He reminded me of Jaejoong, who is like one of the most beautiful K-pop stars ever to exist, ever to walk on the earth. Please look up Jae from DBSK from back in the mid 2000s. He was that guy, okay? No offense to my boo Rain. Rain was my god, okay? But I love the storyline and I love the romance in it. Honestly, like I said, it made me feel like I was a teen girl again. The romance aspect of it, it definitely gave romance, K-drama vibes. So when I saw those two coming together, it warmed my heart. I was like, oh my god, I want to see them. I want to see them kiss. I want to see them get together. I don't think that Juno is gone for good. This movie was way too successful. We know how Netflix, we know how they do. They're not going to just let it go that easily. There's probably going to be a part 2. And I feel like they left the story open-ended. But I just thought it was such a great movie. And if you know anything about Korean culture, you know that this is very like timely. And I think that it had a very important message, especially considering that Korea has one of the highest S rates in the world, and a lot of it is due to guilt and shame. This movie explored, you know, accepting yourself for who you are, accepting your faults, not letting shame dictate your life, not letting the voices just repeat in your head and just carry you down a dark path that could make you do something that you cannot take back. I thought that it was such a beautiful message. And if you are familiar with K-pop, you know that there have been a lot of Korean celebrities who have pulled the power cord, okay? It was due to being ridiculed, a lot of shame. You know, they felt like they brought shame to their family, their name, their community, and they just can't take it. It is one of the, let's say, darker sides of the culture, which all cultures have darker sides, okay? But I thought this was such a great little movie. I'm definitely gonna be watching it again. The music was on point. I got the soundtrack already on my YouTube Music. So I'm curious, who was your favorite character in this? Would you guys like to see a sequel? And I want to know if you guys know any of the K-pop stars that I was talking about in this. And also, if you had a favorite song in the movie, what was your favorite song? I loved that song that Jinu and I forget, the main girl from Huntrix sang when they had kind of realized that like they felt feelings for each other, when they were just talking about accepting like the dark parts of themselves and like accepting that they have flaws and like that they don't have to like beat themselves up about it, and that it's a part of their strength. So that was definitely my favorite song, and Golden, of course. But yeah, let me know, guys.